All right. We are live. It is Fridays, TGIF, folks. And guys, let me tell you, I'm tired. I'm just going to let you know now. It's been a busy week. It's been busy with my full time job, working with clients, getting ready to onboard some new business partners, and then, daydreaming about being on the beach. I want to be back on Virgin Voyages. I'm not going to lie. I
Listen,
kind of want to be back at Bimini Island, sitting in my little cabana with my little drink. But today we're going to continue our series on travel business owners. As always, guys, make sure you're checking in. Let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know if you got questions, comments. I don't want to hear about concerns today because we're not going down that route today. We're just going to have fun.
okay.
But today we're bringing in somebody who I just thought you should meet because, as you know, everybody I've been bringing in has been somebody with either a busy lifestyle or somebody that just has something unique. So when I get all the people that say I can't do this business because, well, I'm giving you reasons why you can't. So this person here is Miss Jasmine Edwards. I believe I met her at an event that I did. We went to what was that Jamaican spot? Oh crap! I know the name any other day.
Jerk Shack.
Jerk Shack, yes. I had a Jamaican training at Jerk Shack, and she came out, and we've been friends ever since then. She's also a foodie, and she's somebody I call on when I need a partner to kind of like shadow work. We'll go meet at cafes and different places and shadow work. But she is former military. She is a mom. She's also full time in this business, which is different than the other people I've had you speak with. They've been part time and things like that. So we're gonna go ahead and let her introduce herself a little bit more and just tell you a little bit about her business and her lifestyle.
Right. So, hello there. So, my name, as she stated, my name is Jasmine Edwards, and I am from a very small town in Alabama called Midway, Alabama. I'm a country girl, but travel has always been a part of my DNA. You can ask friends and family. Travel has always been a part of my DNA. I am 34. I'm currently engaged to a wonderful man. And as she stated, I am a parent. I have an almost 13-year-old. I think I'm going to cry a little bit, but I'm going to keep myself together. I have an almost 13-year-old. So I deal with the trials and tribulations of having a teenager, the mood swings and the like. But I am travel, like I said, travel was something that was in my DNA. So it was only a natural recourse for me to really kind of jump head first into this opportunity, because that's exactly what it's been for me, like an amazing opportunity, because I get to operate in my calling, honestly. Full time since September 28th, 2020. So I joined during the pandemic. I joined when people weren't going anywhere. So first start was a little rough. It really was, but I knew that this was something that would create a dynamic for my son and my family that was undeniable. So I've been part-time. I do this and only this. I'm a former military vet, so I'm afforded, an opportunity to be able to really focus and hone in on this. But I don't even look at it as, oh, this is a job or this is a career. Like, no, this is something that I just genuinely love to do, and I'm good at it. I'll just say that. Oh, I can't hear you. You're muted.
What made you get started in travel? Because I know a lot of people joined various different businesses during the pandemic. But what made you decide that, what, I'm going to do travel? I mean, I know it was in your DNA, but
Mhm.
still, you had so many options.
So, and you're right. And it was literally one of those, what made me join was had just gotten back. I had just gotten back from a cousin's trip. And I was just amazed at the intricacy of, because we had worked with a previous agent, and I was just amazed at the intricacies of dealing with 20 plus people, and she did it with such ease. And I was like, you know what, this is something that I have the capacity for. So I started to really do my deep dive. I just started to really do my deep dive, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop running because it was things that had been said previously that would let me know that this was a route that I was going down anyway. But I really just decided on that day, I was like, you know what? It's time to stop running and really do what I'm supposed to be doing. And the deeper I got into it, the more I was like, oh my goodness. Like, because it got to the point where I would literally wake up and the first thing I would think about was travel. Like, and so I would really say that was the main kind of force that pushed me in, because I always think about travel. Like, I wake up thinking about it, I go to sleep thinking about it.
Well, let me ask you this: when it comes to your travel business, what do you specialize in, or what's your niche?
So my niche is European travel, like the backpackers, the off the beaten path. I guess you can kind of say the hostel travelers. That's really my kind of niche, because I am the young hostel people. But the kind of subcategory of that is also education, because yes, that's my niche, but I want to ensure that you are properly informed about the destinations that you're visiting, what the local culture is, what to expect, what not to expect. So I would say, yeah, the kind of subcategory of that is always education for me, making sure that because people who are informed, they're the best kind of travelers to me.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, after the movie Hostel, I never want to stay in a hostel.
Understood.
After Hostel one, two, three, and give me a hotel, motel, resort, or something.
No,
But
I definitely try to find alternatives to the hostel, but that kind of
the
idea,
backpackers.
yeah, like the backpacking travel. Because
Yeah,
honestly, because that's kind of my heart song. Because I call all my clients my wanderers, because I love people who have the wanderlust of just the excitement of visiting a new destination, or just the thought of going to another country and seeing things outside of the environment that you're accustomed to. So,
so let's talk about the fact that you do this full time. At any point were you part time, and if you were, how did you and why did you transition to full time?
it was honestly, I have always been full time, like I stated. I've always
Okay,
been full time, but it was something I knew that doing it, I couldn't, it was literally for me, it was all or nothing,
okay,
because I had to, because at the time when I joined, I was a single parent. So it was literally all or nothing. Either this is going to succeed, I'm going to do the work and put in the effort for this to succeed, or my son goes hungry and we end up homeless, or, and I don't have anything. And so it, for me, going, like, doing it part time wasn't even an option.
okay. So
Mhm.
I know this is somebody's going to be watching this. Someone's going to say, "Oh well, how can she do it full time? Because where is the money coming from?" So without telling all your secrets, you did have other income coming in when you first got
Absolutely.
started, right?
Absolutely, yes. So I had,
Okay.
and so that's what, like I say, I am a veteran. So I was afforded the ability to have a steady income, a
Okay.
steady enough income starting out, where it wasn't detrimental if my business didn't have the income earnings that I desired initially. So yeah, I did have a steady enough income where I could still support my family without it. But I knew that once I joined, I knew this was the way that I absolutely wanted to be able to support my family.
Okay. So
Mm.
when you got started, I know you had some background because obviously you've traveled and you've booked for yourself and your son and things like that. when you first got started, what was the training like for you? Now let's talk about the training aspects with your business.
Okay. So the training at first, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was just like, whoa, because it was for me, it was a little eye popping because it was like even as much as I thought I knew, because I was always the resident travel planner. In my friends and family group, I was always the resident travel planner. I was always the person that would get asked the travel questions. Well, what do you know about this destination? What do you know about that destination? Because I would do my own research, about everywhere. I was always researching travel. So having access to that level of training, it was like, bro, I am like not even low man on the totem pole with the amount of information that's out there. So the training was initially, it was, I was a little taken aback, but I just, like I say, I just would literally eat, sleep, and breathe it. Like I would spend hours sometimes just like looking at my training modules and my doing webinars, and
You treated it like a full-time job.
I treated it like a full-time job. I did.
Yeah. And a lot of people, what they'll say is, "Oh, I don't need to be a travel agent. I could do it myself." But
Mhm.
what you realize is that yeah, you can, but there's just so much information and things that you're missing by not being on the inside and being on the outside. Like Chris Brown says, you know how you gonna talk about the club you can't even get in?
How you gonna hate from outside of the club? You can't even get
Basically,
in.
people don't realize that by being a travel business owner, there's a lot of extra information and access and training that we get,
Mhm.
and it's all online. And then sometimes they have those pesky things where they make you travel to their country or their resorts or get on their ships for a few days at a discounted price. I mean,
So inconvenient.
it is so
So
inconvenient to have to do
inconvenient.
that. I don't know how you do it.
I listen. I'm still trying to figure out how I do it regularly. Look, just got off of a cruise and about to go to Cancun in a week. I don't know how I do it,
Yeah,
but
but it's a lot. I say, for me, my favorite training is on-site trainings. Online trainings are great for those who have busy schedules, but there's nothing like being able to touch, feel, and taste
Mhm.
what's happening, whether it's a resort or even when they just take you to the dinners and they
Right.
come out. It's a different experience to do it that way for me. I guess that's just I learn better that way.
And I think, and you and I, we've connected on that many times because it's like that's my understanding too. I much rather discuss, I much rather talk to and hear the point of views from the people who live there, the people who work there, the people who are immersed in, this specific destination, as opposed to a webinar,
Yeah.
or
They're good. Don't get us wrong. The
no,
webinars are great when
there's
you
plenty
can.
of
But,
information.
if you get
Yeah.
it, like, I dropped some information in the group. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but there's a bunch of fam trips that are happening up for the cherry blossom, Dubai,
Yes.
Thailand, Bali, and another one
Yes.
that I can't remember the name.
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Hmm.
Vietnam,
Hmm.
as they say, Vietnam. Yeah,
Vietnam.
so one
Yeah.
of the things that we get is opportunity to go on these exploratory adventures for a discounted price. We go to work and we learn about the culture, the resorts, the hotels, the cruise. It all varies, but it's a way to immerse ourselves and come back with that knowledge of the location and the food and stuff like that.
Right.
Right. So at some point, you was doing this by yourself. You didn't have a team or anything like that. And then you recently decided that, you know what, I want to build a team. So let's talk about why you decided after being in for so long, you was ready to start building a team of agents under you.
Right. So the thought came to me after a conversation that I had with, my fiance, because he asked me all the time, because he's like, babe, he said people call you and they ask you all these questions, and he was like, why don't you just create he's like, why don't you just create like these trainings for them? And I'm like, well, I mean, for me, it's a matter of, initially it was thinking, well, I don't have enough knowledge. even though I'm the type of person that considers myself a perpetual student. Like I'm always learning and I'm always actively and willing to learn more and more and gain more knowledge. But, you know, it's always one of those like, well, I don't think people really want to hear my voice, not realizing how, I'll say, how powerful my voice is. And, I actually had someone reach out to me, and everyone that reaches out, and it's always the same, they always lead in the same, well, we've been watching you and we see what you're doing and we see how you're growing and we see the maturity that comes from what you do. Can you tell me about it? And that's when it clicked for me, like, oh, okay, so your voice is, loud enough where people will actually listen. Your voice is powerful enough where people can actually hear what you have to say, take it, and actually apply it. And so that just really got me to the point where I'm like, you know what? Well, I'm at a position now where I can effectively educate, because like I said, the subcategory of everything that I do, no matter what my niche is and with my business, is education. It's really, one of those, I call it a subcategory, but it's really at the forefront. I love that people are informed. So what I did, I was like, well, you know what? It's time for me to take that and drop it in the brains of other willing and coachable people. And that's just what I did, and now we're four strong, adding on. I have, my goals, my my goals coming where I'm trying to advance, higher, but it's also, having the understanding that what I'm offering them, you know, really can't be denied, to be honest with you, like what I'm offering them.
Yeah, so it sounds like, once you felt more comfortable with your business,
Mhm.
you was ready to go ahead and share the opportunity with others and share the knowledge that you have gained and connect them with, other people that you may have found along the journey and kind of give them the same experiences that you have, having a business ownership, whether they want to do it part-time or full-time.
Right.
But you wanted to go out there and share with others. Now, I'm sure the money behind it didn't hurt either.
Absolutely not.
So
Absolutely.
let's talk about that. From a travel aspect and from a team building aspect, how has the money been for you?
The money, knowing that I have the ability to just wake up on, I'll say, a random Tuesday, and I can wake up to an email stating, hey, you gotten paid. And that happens multiple times a month, on
Hmm.
top of the other income that I have, And like I say, I like small checks, medium checks, big checks. I like them all because they all go to the same account.
Well, I
I,
mean, it's nice to have up to 8 checks going into your account a month,
literally,
and
yeah.
that's not counting your extra stuff.
That's not counting, the I call, and now I'm at a point in my business where, to me, that's considered my additional income now. What started off as my steady income is now my additional income, because my business has now taken that spot, because I am, because of the effort and the work that I've done, I'm able to educate other people now to get to the point where there's what may start off as their steady income can now be considered their additional income. So not only do we get these regular checks, we're also getting paid for doing something that we were going to do, that people are going to do anyway,
Hmm.
which is travel.
Exactly. And then you're getting the extra income from helping other people start their businesses and teaching them how to teach other people to start their businesses, and teaching them how to teach them how to teach them. And it's that residual and passive income, because I'm still getting paid off of stuff I did on day one when I joined.
Yep.
And that was almost 8 years ago.
Yep.
and I'm still getting a paycheck every month for that.
Every
You know,
single
so it's really cool. I like the aspect of having the money come in, but come on, stop teasing them.
right.
Tell them what this money has done for you.
This money, like I said, okay, just being transparent. Like I said, the money now is so good. Like I said, I have essentially replaced my veterans check.
Okay.
That's how good my
And
money
if
is.
anybody is a
And
veteran,
I'm gonna say,
you
if
can
anybody's a
understand how
veteran,
much money that could be.
yeah, yeah, because and I, again, being transparent, I am a disabled veteran. I'm 100% disabled, but my business now pays my bills
Yeah.
with ease, and I still have whatever I need to go wherever I need to go, do whatever I need to do. If I want to go to the mall in the middle of the week, I can do that. If I want to go out to Fleming on a random Tuesday, I can do that because, I'm just naming what we consider high end. But you know,
You have that time freedom and financial
right, I
freedom.
have that time freedom, one, because me making the decision to do this full time really allowed me to have the ability now where I can say, and this, whatever, if it sounds lazy, oh well. I wake up when I want to. I go to bed when I want to. I'm not clocking in to nobody's job. I only answer to myself and my clients. That's it. And
Now
even
let me
my
ask you this.
clients, I about to say, even my clients get the sparing answer too.
Let me ask you this then. So for somebody who's watching this, it's like, oh, she does this full time. There's no way I can do this. I don't have time. I have kids, but she doesn't have any work or whatever. Do you feel that somebody who may be working a full time job, has kids, and work this business on a part time, could they make the same amount of money or more as you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Without question. There is, the way this opportunity is set, whether you have 1 or 16 children, if you actively dedicate, just like when the kids go down at night, if your kids have bedtimes and they go down at night, and that moment that you spend, oh, I just need to decompress and, you know, and scroll on Facebook, you could take 15 of those minutes, look through your business. Like, if you really need that time, like, you have the flexibility to tailor it to how you need it to make the dividends up for you. Like, that's one of the beautiful things about what we do, is the level of flexibility where you can do this part-time and still make the number that you decide to make. Because with everything that we do, the choice is always yours. So if you want to make enough where, okay, my son has soccer, my children have soccer, so I need to make enough money that soccer is covered. My children like to go to the movies every week. I have enough money. I need to make enough money where my children can go to the movies every week and get their concessions and get their food and get whatever they want. And I don't have to worry about where it's coming from, how I'm going to make that happen for them, you know, any of that.
Yeah, there's people in our organization who work this business on a part time basis but make six
Mhm.
figures.
They
They
make
make
six
full
to
time. They
seven
make more
figures a month.
money in a year than some of them make more money in a month than some of them make in a year. They're replacing their income, but they still work their business, their jobs, because when you have enough money coming into your household where you're not stressed about the bills being
Why
paid, you're not
wouldn't you?
stressed about the job,
Right,
and all the things like I have to go to work because I have to pay this bill. But when you have
right,
that much income coming in, people stay at their jobs because they love what they do, just not who they do it with.
Right.
And I'm sure there's plenty of you watching this right now who are sitting in that boat. I
Mhm.
love my job, but I wish everybody would be fired
But I wish
because
everybody would be fired. Exactly. But it's what it is once, because with most people, that's where the burden lies because they never feel like it's enough. But
Mhm.
like I said, working this business part time, because most start off as, okay, I just need something to supplement what I already have. I need
Yep.
something to supplement what I already have. So once you get to the station of, you get to the station of, oh, my supplement is now my forerunner. Oh, I can go to work happy. Hey, do y'all need me to stop at Starbucks? Do you need me to stop here? I can make a Dunkin' Donuts run, because now when you take away that burden, that's when people really thrive. Like you said, that's when people really thrive because I got enough money sitting in my account. I have enough money sitting in my account where I don't have to stress about if Stacy from HR is going to write me up because I'm 2 minutes late. I don't have to worry about that, because again, I have enough supplement where if Stacy from HR writes me up because I'm 2 minutes late, okay, I'll take that on the chin and keep it moving because
Yeah.
I'm still going to keep
Yeah.
my job.
Yeah, because you're not stressed as much because you know that you have enough income coming in
Mhm.
to pay the bills that you need to pay. We're not saying that this is like quit your job
No,
situation. You do got to work this business for a minute. You do have to have some good levels of clients and a team and different things like that. But it just hits a little different because we have somebody who was an educator,
hmm
and when she finally got to the point where she could quit her job, she did because she was tired of her job. But after about 2 years, she realized she missed teaching the kids. So
hmm
she went and got another job just to teach the kids, not because she needed the money or
because she
anything like that, but she had a passion for educating children. So
right.
she did that for a few more years and ended up retiring out of education completely. So now she gets paid from the businesses and she gets a teacher retirement on top of it, and she started a fitness business on the side too.
Right. See, my part, like we have so many. If we sat down and went over the stories of where this business has taken everybody that's encountered it, because I can think of one personally, hairdresser, 20 years, 20 plus years, crazy clientele. Within a year, within 2 years of her starting this business, she was literally able to retire fully from being a hairdresser. Like 2 years, her supplement became her forerunner. And
Hmm.
she started the business by accident because she started the business because a client kept telling her about it. Like a
Yeah.
client kept telling her about it. So it was one of those, like if you go over like the different stories that we all have, all the backgrounds that we come from, like I said, we have veterans, we have teachers, we have scientists, we have, you know, CEOs who were like they were CEOs before they became their own like travel CEOs. Like the backgrounds are so diverse and so
Hmm.
varying that it's so beautiful.
Yeah, because basically what it is that anybody can honestly do. We have people as young as 18, 19 years old to
Mhm.
people in their 60s working this business.
This
But
is
so let's ask something fun. What was your best trip you've ever taken?
the best trip I've ever taken. Oh my goodness. I honestly gotta say London, because London has such a dear place in my heart. But London, like how when you go certain places, but it'll be hit or miss. Like breakfast may be really good, lunch may be okay, dinner may be all right. Every single meal, snack, drink, like bag of chips that I had in London was phenomenal. Like I was like, why is everything good? Like
Guys,
and
wait, I want y'all to realize that the reason why London is her best place is because of the food. She didn't mention not a location, not a historical spot. Everything was food. So
food.
London has her heart because of the food.
That's why I travel. I go to eat because that's why me and you connect. Because I like to eat.
So she
I
can't tell you
travel.
nothing about Uncle Ben, but she can tell you about the food and where to go to eat.
Right now, again, Big Ben, being able to see it, being able to see, Tower Bridge and the London Eye and what's the other one? The Queen, the castle, like Buckingham Palace, like being able to physically see those in person, it was overwhelming at one point. I'm not gonna lie to you because they're so it's so imposing. That's the word I was looking for. It's so imposing, but no, it was the food. It was the food. But outside of the food, just being able to be in literally like, we say America's a melting pot, but there aren't many cities that are melting pots like that. Like there are a few, but there aren't many cities that are melting pots like that. So being able to literally stand in one spot and see and turn around in a circle and see at least 7 different cultures. And that's by the time you make a full circle. It was just, and actually immersing myself in it. So, oh, you have Lebanese, you have Korean, you have Nigerian, you have, all these different cultures. And it's like, oh, I get to experience everything all at once. So yeah, I will say London. London probably had to be my favorite. It's like up the top. Initially it was New York, but then I went to London.
Oh well, New Yorkers, we lost. We lost to London.
Yeah, y'all lost
Lost to
out on
London.
London. I'm sorry. I lost out on.
Well, so somebody who's watching this now, especially somebody that may have a busy lifestyle, has a kid, a spouse, or something like that, what encouragement can you give them to get started now, especially as we're about to hit that historical 100K in less than 8 years?
Listen, less than 8 years. That's so amazing. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Um,
because money's about to be made when we hit that 100.
oh yeah, absolutely. The one thing that I would say is whatever constant and whatever constant consistency looks like to you, do it. Like whatever that looks like, where no matter what, no matter your situation, no matter who your partnership is with, no matter how many children you have, whatever realm that consistency looks like for you, like I said, even if it's 10, 15, 30 minutes a day, do it. Take that block. Like literally, it's less than I think it's a little more than a Seinfeld episode or a little more than a Simpsons episode. Because I think what Simpsons episode is like 20 minutes long. Little more than take a little more time than a Simpsons episode or a Family Guy episode. If that's your thing. But one episode of your favorite show, replace that with showing up for yourself in your business, showing up for yourself, period. Whether that is reading material or audiobooks or you listening to your favorite song, showing up for yourself. Because I really feel like that is what really drove me a lot of days, especially starting out, was I had to almost reframe, like, yes, I'm doing this for the legacy, for what my son has to look forward to in the future. But I had to reframe it to, okay, what do you see for yourself in the future? Now that will trickle down to your son. That trickles down to your fiance, that trickles down to your family. But where do you see yourself in 5, 10, 15, 20 years? What do you need to do to get there? And it's literally, sometimes it's just a matter of breaking it down day by day. Okay, today's Friday. What do I see myself doing on Saturday? What do I see myself doing on Sunday? For some people, I know with people with very busy lives, sometimes they literally have to take it day by day.
Yeah. But you know what's the great thing though about what you're saying is that you don't have to do any of this by yourself.
No, no, it's not.
You
Like, you're never alone. Even in those moments when you're up late at night and you're going through and you're doing it, you're like, I don't know how to figure this out. Who do I call? There's literally always somebody you can contact.
Yeah,
There's
that's one of
always.
the things. Once you partner up with us,
Mhm.
you become part of a larger team, which is part of a larger team, which is part of a larger team. But it gives you the ability to get coached and, some cases mentored. Because when you decide to partner, we kind of help you get started.
Yeah,
We'll walk you through the travel side to the best of our ability. Because I
right.
always tell people, I can't hand walk you on the travel side because you got to first figure out what you want to do
What you
on the
want.
travel side. Because there's so many options of where you can go. It's not just left, right, straight, or backwards. There's so many different directions. But on the marketing side and the team building side, we have things laid out and we'll walk you through. And, as Jasmine knows, other people who have, like, I've helped her with stuff and she's not in my pay line at all.
Mhm.
So when she makes money, I don't. And it
Right,
don't bother me,
right,
because I just get bragging rights. But
right. Look, especially when it pays off.
yeah, when it pays, so I'm like, yeah, work. All right, look, we're going to
Right.
talk about
Like,
this some more.
Tisha taught me this.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it. You also get to develop, like I have somebody right now who is on vacation
Mhm.
and she just called up some travel buddies on the team and said, hey, do you want to go here? And they was like, sure. So now they're out on the island having fun. And that's another thing that people say is I don't have anyone to travel with.
Mhm.
You're going to have built-in travel buddies. Most of my travels now that I do, I'm meeting up with people in the industry.
Literally.
We may do a little bit of work and
Yeah.
then we're going to do a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. Because
And we
those
go
are
taste the
the
culture.
best
Well, I don't want to keep you on long, because I'm sure you have some things to do. You just came back from a trip yourself.
Just came back from the Bahamas.
See, look at you, always on the go. She had to schedule me in, to her between her trips. That's how we hang out. When you gonna be home?
Like, bro, look, what day are you going to be here?
Yeah, because we got some stuff to do. Are you gonna physically? No, no, not for 3 weeks. Okay, okay.
That sounds so bad.
I mean,
That sounds
it's your
so bad.
business to
But
travel.
that is my life. Like, literally, that is quite literally my life. Like, I have been going since what, like March or April? Yeah.
Well, I'm sure your clients are appreciative of all the things you're learning and you're bringing back, and I'm sure all of the suppliers are very appreciative of all the people you're sending back.
Yes.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up because I know she got some stuff to do to get ready for the weekend. Guys, stay cool because it's hot in a lot of different places. Stay hydrated. And if you're ready to get started, if you've seen this on my timeline, go ahead and hit me up. If you saw this on her timeline, go ahead and hit her up. But the main thing to do is to hit somebody up today.
Somebody
So
else.
with that, I'm gonna say TGIF. What does it say?
Thank
I
God.
forgot what Latoya Chin used to always say. TGIF.
Uh,
The grind. I'm gonna
is
remember it and I'm gonna post it.
the
But she
guy
used to say no, TGIF doesn't mean thank God it's Friday. It was like something about the grind. No, the grind includes Friday.
Oh,
Because
okay.
most people think it's Friday. It's
Yeah.
time to party and have fun. But that's when some people actually ramp up even more because they
Yeah.
have more free time.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
So TGIF, everybody.
TGIF.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Bye.